Lance Lambert. Thank you for tuning in to the Vintage Vehicle Show again. We are in at the 18th Annual Beach Barons
Rod Run to the End of the World.
There are about 1,500 cars here. It's a great show. The sun's out, a lot of nice people. So you are going to meet some of those people and see some of those cars. So just sit back, relax, watch the show. Walking through the grounds here, I found a beautiful 5-window 32 Ford Coupe with a really exciting paint job on it. Ed Bierce is a builder of this car. Ed, how you doing?
Fine, how are you?
I'm great, and tell us a little bit about the car.
It's a 1932 5-window Ford Coupe that we kind of put together in Tri-Cities, Washington. The color is 1970 Volkswagen Rally Yellow. The graphics is done by John Ybarra out of Tri-Cities. Just an amazing person to work with.
So we have kind of a breaking loose of paint onto concrete underneath.
It's granite. He just wanted to go with that theme because the car is just rock hard. He said, and he says there's nothing like granite.
The running gear on it?
It's 350. It's built. It's a 388. It's blown. Got a 671 blower on it. Chevy running gear. I don't like to push anything. It's very, very stout.
It looks like a car that gets driven on a regular basis.
Absolutely. If you see this on a trailer, it's stolen.
It's stolen. Well, thank you, Ed.
Thank you.
My very first car in high school was a 1948 Chev Fleetline. Never mind. You don't want to hear that story. Hey, next to me is a 47 Chev Fleetline that is absolutely incredible. It's gorgeous. It's an incredible color combination, one that I haven't seen before that really, really works. And the person that really, really works on the side of me over here is Jim Schrader. Jim, tell us about your car.
Well, it's a gift to me from my son on Father's Day this year. I have a 70 Chevelle also. And they just surprised me with it. And he'd been working at it for about a year, I guess, with a guy in Detroit, Michigan. That's where the car came from. And saw it on the internet and brought it out here in June. And Father's Day, I come down there and big surprise, nobody there, and all of a sudden the garage door opens and here's this car with a big bow on it. Happy Father's Day.
And Christine, if you're watching, daughters can do that for their fathers too. Tell us a little bit about the running gear on the car.
The running gear is a 350 with fuel injection, automatic transmission for overdrive, and Chevrolet rear end.
Lots of shows this year you've done with it?
I'm from the Aberdeen area, and we have a few shows up in that area there.
So you're close enough the Beach Barons could recruit you into the club?
Oh, yes, they could, yeah. I used to belong to the Push Rods Club back in 57, 58, 59, and
Was that out of Hoquiam?
That was out of Hoquiam.
One of the things that we do on the show is display car club plaques, and we have a push rods from Hoquiam's plaque in the display. So, well, Jim, thank you for taking the time talking to us. It was fantastic, and it's a gorgeous car. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Standing next to me is the world's greatest son. You saw that gorgeous 47 Chev just a moment ago. Well, the guy that built it and gave it to his father is standing next to me, and he also owns a fine car. First of all, Will, how did you end up being such a great son?
Well, I have a great dad. He probably bought me about 12 motorcycles growing up when I raced motocross. So I just figured, you know, it's time that things start going the other way.
A little payback. That's great. This one is a 67 Firebird?
Yep, 67 Firebird. Purchased this car when I was 16 years old. Drove it every day to high school. And just kept it around all that time. And we came to the Rod Run here in '97. And the car had been sitting. I hadn't driven it for 10 years and decided to get all excited. And I was just going to do a quickie paint job on it, and one thing led to another, and I completely rebuilt the whole car. Took about 4 years.
One of the reasons we're standing here is the quickie paint job just about blew our eyeballs out when we were walking by. It's gorgeous. What color of red is it?
It's Dodge Viper red. I've always wanted a Dodge Viper, and I couldn't afford one of those, but at least I could get the paint.
Are you involved in the Firebird community in the Northwest at all?
Nope. We're kind of a two-man club right here with my son fast on our tails.
Well, you are a lucky son, and he's a lucky dad. So, Will, thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Hey, thank you.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
This fine ride you're looking at is a gorgeous little car owned by a youngster who is an early street rider. Your name is Dylan Stockman, is that correct?
Yes.
Well, tell us about this car. Who built this for you?
My dad.
And how long did it take, do you think?
6 months.
What kind of motor does it have in it?
Briggs.
Briggs and Stratton? Okay, like a lawnmower engine? And how about the brakes? Do you know how they work? Is that disc brakes or drum brakes, or do you have like a brick you drop on the ground with a rope tied to it? No? So how did you get to be so lucky to have this car built for you?
I don't know.
I understand your grandma upholstered it. Have you been here at the show the whole time, enjoying yourself? Have you gotten to drive this around at the show?
No.
Are you gonna?
Yeah.
That's good. So, how many car shows have you been in with this?
This is the first one.
And you gonna do some more, you think, this summer?
I don't know.
Well, if you could give any advice to somebody your age who's interested in old cars, what would it be?
I don't know.
How about have a good grandma and grandpa and good mom and dad? Is that good advice?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you, Dylan. This is a great car. To my immediate right is an incredible 1949 Ford. To my immediate left is an incredible builder and owner, Dave Hill. Dave, this is a fantastic car. Tell us about it.
Well, it's a 1949 Ford. It was actually built in Louisville, Kentucky back in the 50s. It's been chopped 3 inches, sectioned 6 inches in front, 8 inches in the back, and then it's been channeled about 8 inches, so it dropped pretty low over the frame.
And Dave is such a gentleman. When I called him Dave Hill, he didn't correct me. His name is Dave Hall. Forgive me.
That's all right.
Tell us a little bit more about the history and what the plans are for the car in the future.
Well, we just plan on driving it. We've had it for 10 years. I went back to Louisville, Kentucky, and bought the car 10 years ago and had it shipped out here. And since then, we've had it all over the West Coast, down from Pleasanton, the Hot August Nights. They used it for several advertisements for Hot August Nights for many years.
In your window, it says no hydraulics, old style, right?
Right. It has air shocks that lift up the back about 1.5 inches. And the front remains the same, just like it is right now.
And a description of the running gear from front to back would be?
It has a 350 Chevrolet with a turbo 350. It has a Nova front clip, 8-inch Ford rear end. It's got Buick headlights, Corvette grille, Kaiser taillights, and the rest of it's Ford.
Well, great. You have done a fantastic job keeping this thing up. It's a wonderful car. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks.
You bet.
I'm standing next to Tom Walling, and Tom, I was walking along, and this young lady, she looked over at me and had this look like, please tape our truck. And then I looked at the truck, and it was really nice. So she didn't even have to ask. It's a beautiful truck. 55 Chevrolet pickup truck, correct?
Yes, it is.
And tell us a little bit about it. How long have you had it, and what have you done to it?
I bought it in '74 and took 5 years from the frame up to restore. I thoroughly enjoy driving around and meet a lot of nice people. And in a show like this, where there's this many cars, you find out new little tricks to do, and it's thoroughly enjoyable.
Tom told me before we started the interview that he thought he might have trouble saying something. Apparently that's not a problem.
Now it is.
Yeah. What have you done to the running gear? Is it all stock on it, on the restoration, or did you beef it up a little bit?
No, I put a 67 327 Chevrolet in it, and a M21 4-speed, and a 66 Chevelle rear end, 12-bolt. No, the 327 is not stock.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you Lulu Walling, come on in here.
It's your fault. So you got to get in here.
So what's your take on this truck? You having a pretty good time with it?
Oh, I love it. I love it. He had it hid for too many years. He needed to get it out and have others enjoy it as much as we enjoy seeing everybody else's. So
that didn't have anything to do with like a police all points bulletin on the truck?
actually, I was really calm and cool and collected like I was when I met you.
Oh. All right, well, it's a beautiful truck. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us, and we would have stopped and done the interview regardless if you'd have been there or not.
Okay,
Thanks. Thank you very much.
you. I like red, I like sedan deliveries, and I like 56 Chevs. Found all three of them in the Radio Flyer 56 Chev sedan delivery here, owned by Denny Shipman. Denny, great looking car you got here.
Thank you. It's been a long time coming.
What was the inspiration for the Radio Flyer theme?
I just had it painted. The last paint job was so terrible. It was done by someone who forgot to do the body work first. I put the Radio Flyer on to maybe draw people's attention away from the ripples. And when I got it done this time, I said, gosh, I'm having too much fun with the Radio Flyer, so I did it again.
Do you find kids identifying with it all, or figuring it out, or saying, hey, I got a wagon like that?
Maybe not, but a lot of folks our age, and that, you know, Radio Flyer goes back to 1917. I bet you this weekend I've heard 500 people walk by and say Radio Flyer. You know, I mean, they just over and over and over again.
Did you just find a good color red, or did you try and match the actual Radio Flyer?
Radio Flyer will not give out the exact red. So this is Viper Red. It was bright enough for me to want to use.
Stopped us in our tracks. So
Thank you.
A lot more shows ready this season for you?
This is the first show this season, and I may do one more. The club I'm a member of does one at the Indian Gambling.
And what's the club is that?
That's the Ben 8s out of Salem, Oregon. They were originally founded in 1951.
I've seen car club plaques for them, I believe.
Yeah, and Flatheads Forever is the big deal. I also happen to have a Radio Flyer go-kart with a flathead engine. So
that's great. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. It's a beautiful car, and enjoy it for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right.
It was a thrill for me, too.
Thanks, Denny. Jeff Galbraith is the owner of this beautiful 66 Suburban Carryall. Jeff, tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I've had it for about 9 years now. It's been a work in progress. Never done, you know how it goes. First started out as my work rig. I had a lumber rack on the top and all my carpenter tools in it, and was abusing it a little too much. So we decided time to start putting things in it.
Have you noticed any difference as far as the interest in a vehicle like this at car shows?
Yeah, it seems to be that more people are interested in wagons and carryalls, Suburbans. People are gearing more towards families now. A lot less muscle cars, it seems to me. Getting a lot of interest in it.
So what's the running gear on it, and what have you done to it?
It's got a small block 350 with a 4-bolt main, just a little Edelbrock 600 CFM carb on it, and performer intake, and otherwise it's stock. We put a 350 turbo in it and a 307 geared rear end, and it gets probably about 18 down the freeway.
Okay, Jeff, well, I hope the next time we see this, it doesn't have lumber piled on the top and a ladder on the side.
No, it won't. It's retired.
All right, thanks, Jeff.
You bet. Thank you.
I was walking through the grounds. I saw this 41 Merc sitting there, glanced at it, really nice car, and then I started realizing everything that had been done to it, all very subtly, all really classy, all really nice. Well, this is the owner right here, Ron Chapman. Ron, tell us a little bit about this.
Well, it was quite a wreck when I drug it home, and I let it sit in the backyard for about 3 years because it was too bad a shape. And I thought, well, I guess I'll go ahead and do it. But I went through and put 4-wheel disc brakes all around it. It's all Mercury. It's got a Mercury motor in it, Mercury transmission, Mercury rear end, and Mercury front suspension. Try to keep it all looking original on the outside and updated on the inside.
So when updated, what year of running gear did you put in it?
It's got a 73 351 Cleveland out of a Cougar in there.
and a transmission out of an '84 Cougar. It's an automatic overdrive, and a rear end out of the Cougar in there. That's, like I say, all Mercury in there. The front suspension's out of a Bobcat. Most people use Mustang too. Same thing in the Bobcat, only it's Mercury. So kept it all Mercury.
Well, that's honorable to kind of keep it all in the same vein like that. The top on it, tell us about that.
Well, this was a hard top, actually, originally. A little coupe. I cut the top off because it had been caved in when kids or whoever jumped on it. And I made this top out of half-inch square tubing and fiberglass. And then took it over to a friend that has an upholstery shop and had him upholster it. I drive it everywhere. I tow a tent trailer with it, and it goes and goes and goes. So.
Well, it's a beautiful car, and it stopped us right in our tracks, so we thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to give you a second before we show you the next vehicle because you need to go get some sunglasses. Okay, got them, put them on. We have a yellow, in-your-face yellow pickup truck, a 1950 Ford, correct, Mr. Jim Finch?
Yes, that's right.
And Jim, tell us a little bit about this.
It's a stock body 1950 Ford with a Ford 302 V8 and a C6 transmission and a Ford rear end. I bought this, was about 90% complete when I picked it up.
Did you find out any history when you bought it? Has it been around the Northwest? Or?
It was built in the Gresham, Oregon area about 5 years ago. So it's pretty much been in the Pacific Northwest the whole time.
Well, Jim, it's a beautiful truck, and the viewers in about 10 seconds can take their sunglasses off, and thank you for taking the time talking to us.
Thank you.
We have had so much fun here at the
world.
Put on by the Beach Barons and I'd especially like to thank Barry Collier for being our guest photographer. He's done a fantastic job. Thank you, Barry. You the man. What do I say at the end of every show? Same time next week, same station. See you then. Bye-bye.
There you go. Hey, toodaloo.